Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of the second season here with the Oakland A's in OOTP 24. And as you can see here, we've been phenomenal. I mean, the developments from season 1 to season 2 here has been outrageous. As you can see, as a hitting wise, we haven't been phenomenal by any means at all. There's been a few players who've bat really, really well for us, if I'm honest. But largely as a whole, we haven't been great. But the pitching has been absolutely phenomenal. We had the best starters ERA, best bullpen ERA, best FIP, best pitching WAR, best defensive efficiency, best zone rating. We're playing some really, really solid defense, as well as pitching absolutely phenomenally. You can see a few changes sort of been made, so I'll sort of run through that with you. But you can see who's hot here. For a start, Hanayes has been fantastic for us. This 41 games, OPS plus 127. He's scheduled to put up 4 WAR, and he can improve even more. The contacts, looking like he's because he is only 22 still, so he realistically could hit that. His contact scheduled to come up to 70. His discipline's scheduled to improve, and then potentially maybe we can see a bit more home run power or gap power out of him, because that will be what turns him from really, really good bat to a really, really phenomenal option at second base. Sorry, Matt Chapman as well here. He's been absolutely fantastic. 136 OPS plus whilst playing some of the best defense in the league at third base here. Absolutely fantastic. He's scheduled to put up 36 home runs, 6.5 WAR. Really, really good year from him so far. As you can see, Adam Lucas as well here, been really, really good in the bullpen. 51 FIP minus, already put up 0.9 WAR, scheduled to put up 3 WAR. Really, really good year for him. Hyunjin Ryu as well. Obviously, we only picked him up really because we thought he could be a solid option for us. We didn't have much pitching, but mainly he was a very, very, very popular player, and he's been absolutely fantastic for us this year. JP Sears as well, having another really, really good season. But if we go through and we'll have a look at the pitching here, sort of by FIP minus here, Morahan, 49 FIP minus, scheduled to put up nearly 4 WAR as a reliever is, beyond fantastic. He's been really, really good for us this year. Especially as well, Adam Lucas, obviously, we already discussed. Zach Jackson, really, really good for us this year. Our pitching just as a whole has been phenomenal. Dalton Jeffries as well came up. Been really, really good for us. I did trade away Nick Hernandez. If we go through to the transactions log for May 2024, you see I traded away Nick Hernandez here, and I got back Braden Shoemake, who has just been in AAA. He's just going to be a sort of depth option for us. If we get any injuries, he can come up. He's going to do a job. Solid bat. He can do a job. Plays really, really good defense at second base, and he's really good. He's a serviceable shortstop. He can do a really good job there as well. And he is a captain, so I thought he's a great player to sort of bring in. We'd have him down in AAA, good depth option to come up if we really need him. So I thought that was a good trade to make, especially because Nick Hernandez at the time was not pitching very well, I believe. 136 FIP minus. I wasn't happy with it. He had a really low, obviously, BABIP here, so that was sort of helping out the ERA be as low as it is really. But we had so many good pitching options, so I was happy to sort of trade him away for a good sort of utility bat, especially because the batting hasn't been very good for us. Sorry. Dalton Jeffries did come up. Obviously, as we spoke about, he's been phenomenal. But as well as that, Salinas here as well, really, really good season from him. He's really starting to come along here, and he's potentially looking like, if that movement comes along, the control comes up a little bit more, he's got the stamina to be a really solid starter for us in the long run. So hopefully that does come about. Carl Miller, good season from him again as well. Realistically, our pitching as a whole has just been really, really good. Even Wade Miley's been great for us. good fit minus, really solid fit minus here. But obviously hasn't been getting got a lot of Babbitt luck here, so hopefully that's a sort of come along in the long run. He's really good at putting up a good fit minus. And then obviously the only couple of players here have been below league averages. John Schreiber, but I would expect him to improve really here with these ratings. And then as well as that, Nabil Krismat, but I know he was decent for us last year, so I would expect him to improve. He's got high work ethic as well, so hopefully he can do that. In terms of our lineups as well here, obviously Matt Chapman we spoke about, really good, 11 home runs already. Daryl Hernandez, fantastic as well. Estru Ruiz putting up a similar season to last year, not seeing as many bases at all, but really solid season. 116 OPS plus playing really good defense. His defense does seem to have dropped off a little bit, but still really good, solid option out there for us. Luca Tresh is actually starting to bat really quite well for us. It's just the catching sort of position rating here probably isn't high enough for me. I'd say. I mean, the catchability is passable. If he continues to bat the way he is, I would be happy and willing to sort of start him at catcher. But obviously Langley is a really solid option for us still. Had a decent season for us last year. 95 OPS plus is obviously below league average, but obviously being at catcher, I'm okay with that, especially if he's putting up 29 home runs as well. So hopefully you can sort of pick it up a little bit, because he hasn't been that great for us this year at all. 68 OPS plus. He was obviously playing really good defense, but hopefully that does improve. Johnny DeLuca's been about league average in sort of limited time. Connor Capel hasn't had a great season by all means at all. Obviously he's an all-star last year. You'd expect him to improve from where he's at now. But Toglia hasn't been good. Gorski, massive disappointment for me at least. Obviously 49 home runs here last year, 139 OPS plus in AAA. I picked him up thinking he could, do a really good job in the majors as well, following on for that sort of statistical season. But he hasn't been good for us at all. Cody Bellinger, massive disappointment. But I say that he hasn't been getting a whole lot of game time because Estru Ruiz has been starting at centre field. Gorski, I was starting at right field, and then left field it was Connor Capel. But I might sort of change this around as we sort of go on. Johnny DeLuca's playing really well, so maybe he can sort of get a bit more time at left field. And then in terms of right field, potentially we can sort of, get Cody Bellinger a bit more playing time there if Gorski remains as disappointing as he has been. Gage Workman, though, has really not been great for us at all. Really disappointed by this. Obviously, the ratings have came along a lot. He still can improve, though, although he is already 24. But hopefully he does, because, these ratings suggest he shouldn't be this poor at the plate, really. So hopefully he does improve. As well as that, I did bring up Zach Geloff. Obviously, only limited playing time, couple of games. Same with Soderstrom, only 4 games played. We'll see what they can do in the long run. Obviously, Braden Shoemake's down here as well now. Austin Martin, I did send down. Really wasn't very good for us. So I did sort of send him down, really. But hopefully we'll see a bit more improvement here. It would be nice to see from the bats. But, pitching wise, we've been really good. And we're first in the division. So I feel like at this point, obviously you can see here, offense wise, we haven't been great at all. We'll probably sort of skim through the month now. We're sort of, probably a game at a time, see how we get on, really. But I'd say at this point, if we don't manage to make the playoffs, it'd be a massive disappointment. I mean, obviously you can see wildcard wise, you've got the Astros and the Angels in the wildcard, because this division has been really strong this year. Which is a bit of a surprise. Obviously, last year it was a really weak division. I think the Astros won it, winning 84 games. The Mariners made the playoffs as well. And the Angels were awful. So they've really turned it around this year. Katayama, I mean, obviously I know they released Atani, and you can never look at that as a good thing. But this picture that they've got in that free, obviously releasing Otani, or well, letting him go at least, isn't ideal. But bringing this picture, he has been absolutely phenomenal for them. On track to put up 6.3 WAR. Really, really good picture here for them, and they have sort of somewhat turned their whole outlook around really here. Mike Trout, bit of a resurgent season, especially compared to last year. 4.5 WAR. He's scheduled to put up over 8 here with 159 OPS plus. His bat's really improved and come up from last year. Rendon's still been poor, but Joe Adele here. Joe Adele has really, really broke out. Be his best season here by far. Looking really, really good for the Angels. So we'll see what they can do. But the Mariners have really, really fell off here. Obviously, they've still got Julio Rodriguez, but he's not playing up any, a season that you would expect him to at least. Especially coming off last year when he put up, 6.7 WAR, 5 WAR the season before that. His OPS plus, his bat has really dropped off here. So we'll see if they can pick it back up as well. But we'll skip through some of the year. We'll get underway here. So we'll start off against the Astros here. 7-0 win. Fantastic. Hernandez with 2 hits. Really, really making good contact here. Great batter for us really this year. Zach Geloff as well. 3 hits. Playing DH. 2 hits for Langoliers. Home run for Geloff. Another home run for Matt Chapman. Up to 12 for the year already. I did not show you this, so I will show you is the lineups that I'm sort of running at the moment here. So I've got Esther Ruiz leading off against righties, playing centre field as well. You got what I will do, I'll just show you this here. So catcher, we got Langoliers, we got Tolia at first, Hernandez, Chapman, Workman, Capel, Ruiz, Gorski, and Soderstrom playing at DH against righties, because I believe, it's not looking fantastic here. I thought I remembered it was better than this, but we'll see how he does at least. If he does continue to sort of disappoint or, play like this, we will sort of look to sort of turn him back down to AAA. Versus lefties as well. Similar, but we got Tresh playing DH here. Really, really good against lefties here. Fantastic. But, as we saw, he's probably better than Soderstrom as well against righties. So maybe we sort of look to make that change. We'll give it a couple of weeks and see how it goes first. Right, another game against the Astros here. 9-7 loss. Kim Ryu, really not a good game from him. Right, Matt Manning and the Tigers, 5-0 loss. 10-2 win, fantastic. Home runs for Gorski, Chapman again. Really good year from him. Geloff, 2 doubles. Great game there. Up against Casey Kelly here with JP Sears, 9-7 win. Luca Tresh, Ruiz, 3 hits for Geloff as well. Been really, really good actually since coming up. Started off really hot here. 1-0 win against Seattle. Who pitched that? Carl Miller picks over 5 innings without a hit. Really, really solid game from him there. Schreiber gave up a hit. But that was it. 1 hit, whole game. Couple of hits for Workman, couple of hits for Chapman, couple for Tolia and Ruiz. 7-5 loss. Logan Gilbert, 6-3 win. Fantastic, I'll take that. Tolia with a homer. Jeffries, still been really, really good for us. against Matt Brash here. 3-1 win. Walderchuk, great game. 0 runs given up. Workman with a homer. OPS Plus starting to come up a little bit. He's starting to improve a little bit more. Langley's still hasn't been great here. Nathan Eovaldi, not a great game there. Cole Miller, good 4-3 win. Brian Bello, Dalton Jeffries, 10-9 win, fantastic. Jeffries gave up 2 runs, 5 runs for Miley, that's not... Miley and Doolittle here actually do seem to be dropping off and starting to struggle here. Batting wise, Gorski got a home run. I think the thing is, as much as... So if we go to, as much as Schreiber and Doolittle are starting to struggle a little bit here. And then in terms of, bats, I mean, Soderstrom, I might as well send him back down because this has been awful. I'll give him another... I'll go to next... Well, we go for this Sox series. 7-0 win, fantastic. Lamet Pineda, no thank you. 20 game hit streak for Ramos. Wade Miley wants to stay, not a surprise. He's put up a really good fit minus. He just has not been getting any luck with BABIP or his ERA plus here. So I'm happy to keep him in. Obviously his ERA's sky high, so I was probably a bit too quick on my assessment there, really. Sean Doolittle probably won't be staying the way he's playing at the moment. Hyunjin Ryu, would really be happy to keep him, but it depends on how much he would want. 7.5 million. I'll think about it later in the year. Just continue through. Davis Martin up against JP Sears here. Oh, didn't click it. 4-3 win. I'll take that. Kirby Sneed is off of the injured list. I will just send him to rehab assignment in the minors. I consider just sort of sending maybe Schreiber down if he continues to struggle, just to AAA for a little bit, and maybe bring in Sneed if he does well at AAA at least on his rehab assessment. So it's the Monday. What's that? Sunday. So we're at the Monday now. I'll give it another week, and then I'll take a little look at how we've been getting on. And maybe make some changes, sort of promotions, demotions, really. But it's one of those where you don't want to change what's working. We're already first in division at the moment. There might not necessarily be any need. Matt Chapman again. It seems like every time I look at a win here, Matt Chapman's getting a home run. He hasn't got one since last time I checked, funny enough. But fantastic season from him so far. Workman as well, really starting to improve in the bat here. Actually, it's come up a lot from where it was at. OPS Plus is up to 84 here, so still below league average, but at least it's starting to improve here. As well as that, a couple of hits for Hernandez, who just doesn't seem to be slowing at all. A couple of hits for Ruiz. 117 OPS Plus now. Right, let's... Andrew Painter, Hyunjin Ryu, 4-0 loss. 4-1 win against the Phillies again there with JP Sears. Tyler Glasnow. Okay, 3-0 win there against Tyler Glasnow with Kyle Muller. And obviously I know he's been having a really, really good year for us as well, Kyle Muller. He's improved even more than last time I looked. He's scheduled about a 5 WAR here. This is this is a phenomenal pitcher season here from Carl Muller. If he can continue this, Zach Geloff as well, since coming up, has been really, really good for us here. Maybe I might well look at least if I'm going to make some changes here. So, what's Geloff like against? He's way better against lefties here. But what I might do is get Geloff starting DH against righties, and then against lefties here he's just sort of as a backup here. I might do this here and get Geloff some time, maybe every 6th against lefties. Obviously Luca Tresh though he's still batting really well here, but Geloff has been a little bit better than him, I would say. So and obviously as well as that, how has everyone else been getting on? So Gorski's actually really starting to come along and improve a bit more now. Obviously the thing that makes it acceptable with him though, as much as he hasn't had a great batting season, especially compared to last year, I would expect him to improve, but he's also playing phenomenal defense in right field. The outfield arm is really, really good from him, so I'm more than happy to sort of persevere with him, at least for the time being. Luca Tresh also been great. Zach Geloff and Matt Chapman here, both of them have been really, really good. Obviously, it's a bit of a shame for Zach Geloff actually here that we did happen to bring in Matt Chapman, because he's not going to start at third base over him. Obviously, the way he's batting, there's no chance. No matter how well Geloff performs, maybe we can sort of get him in at first base potentially. If the bat is good enough, that might be an option for us, because Tolia has not had a good season here at all. But I will leave it till the end of the month. We'll keep going. Andrew Heaney, 9-1 loss. Dalton Jeffries up. Austin Martin, player of the week in AAA. Daniel Corona here. Alright, let's keep going. 5-1 win. That was yesterday. 3 hits for Hernandez and 3 at-bats and a walk. So 4 plate appearances, a walk and 3 hits. He keeps on improving here. What I will do actually is I will just try and get a bit more of an updated view of how the team is doing. I will get an updated scout report here. Let's go to the end of the month. 6-3 win against Atlanta here. Home run for Langoliers and Geloff. JP Sears pitching. 6-1 loss. Who's that? Miley? What was it? 5-day sprayed ankle. He can stay. There's no need. Chris Bassett, Carl Muller. 4-3 win. Fantastic. I'll take that. Let's go to the end of the month here. 28th of June. 8-4 loss to the Diamondbacks. Hyunjin Ryu, 5-1 win. Well, one more day. Finishes off this series with the Diamondbacks. Tresh with 2 hits here. Batting closer to league average there actually now, which is not ideal. Workman really coming along. Zach Gallen, JP Sears. 5-1 loss. Okay. Oh, okay. So we got those. Obviously, we got all that scouting done, so we can see actually how our players have developed, even through the minors here. Actually, so Montgomery's stuff, current stuff, and movement have both improved here. He's really starting to develop here. Actually, You've got two great pitches already in the fastball and the slider, which can come along a little bit. The cutter can still improve. I'd like to hope the change-up can as well, because that would be major for him. But he's really, really starting to come along here. And improving in at sort of high A here. Maybe after the All-Star break, I will potentially move him up to Double A. Schofield Sam. Didn't know much of him before, but he's actually, really starting to become an option here. Perhaps if he develops a bit more, he could be an option for the majors in the future. Max Muncy, really, really improving now. 125 OPS plus in Double A. Maybe he can come up to Triple A. Shoemake's dropped. Fortunately, Susak's actually improved his power and defense. That's great. Matt Chapman's power's improved and his rating overall, in my scout's opinion at least. Tresh's defensive rating at catcher's improved. I'm actually really happy with that. Although his current power and potential contacts come down, it's not ideal. Hanais, though, he is really, really starting to come along now. My scout believes he's expected to develop into a very sure-handed and reliable second baseman who can be a potential regular in a key role at the big league level. I mean, he's already is that. Yeah, I'd say he's more than that, to be honest, already. 4.5 WAR. He's already put up 2.2 here. 130 OPS plus. Really, really good season for him so far. He stole 14 bases as well. Really, really happy with him so far. 309 OBP as well, which is phenomenal. Really, really happy with that month there. We're up to July here. What I will do is I'll go through and have a little look and make a few changes, and then I'll jump back to you then and sort of go over everything I sort of did then. We'll go through it and we can then sort of skip through a few more games there. So, I made a couple of changes here. I did drop down John Schreiber. I moved him down to AAA here. He hasn't been having a bad season, to be honest. I mean, his ERA plus is 1.38, but FIP minus hasn't been as good as some of the other players, and our pitching has dropped off here. We're now not the best pitching team in the league. We're hovering around second and third, so I'll take that. But if we can make changes to it, I will. I brought up Shintaro Fujinami. In AAA, he's been a monster, and obviously we always thought, with the ratings, he can, contribute for us. Obviously, it didn't go well for us last season, so I thought I'd give him another chance. However, I can always bring Schreiber back up if he does disappoint. However, I also did DFA Doolittle. Sean Doolittle here hasn't been, awful, at all, but he hasn't been great. ERA plus of 56 hasn't been fantastic. Obviously he's not getting a lot of BABIP luck here, but we can make an improvement. So what we've done is we've dropped him down and we've brought up Prelander Baroa here, who we did trade for last year. With Seattle, we picked him up, and he has been in AAA. We didn't start him off in the majors this season because he played Double A last year phenomenally, but up in AAA he only in 3 games, but he wasn't great. So we sort of gave him a start in AAA this year, and he has been phenomenal. Lights out. He's 15 Ks per 9 with only 5 walks, 0 home runs. Bless me. Really, really good season from him. 32 FIP minus, so I thought I'd bring him up. I've also made another change in the lineups here. Soderstrom. I sent Soderstrom down. I brought back up Oscar Colas. Obviously, he wasn't good in near 30 games at the start of the season, but sent him down to AAA. He's been 160 OPS plus. he's been phenomenal. He's been really, really good. So I sort of bring him up, give him another chance. He's one of those players who's way too good for AAA, obviously, as you can see. But he just needs to perform and contribute at the majors, really. If I have a little look, what is his rating say? He's better versus righties. So I will do. So in terms of a DH against righties, we've got Zach Geloff at the moment, who, I mean, he is fantastic against righties as well, to be honest. But what I will do is I will bring in Colas. Where's he? Oscar Colas there against in DH. And also in first. Mind you, what's Toglia doing? Toglia's not been very good either, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start him at first base. Ahead of Toglia here. See what he does. Don't know why. I think he's still from when he was a target. We'll see what you can do. Hopefully this, not that it needs to improve by much, but hopefully this can improve things a little. Connor Capel really hasn't been good here, actually. What I will do, I mean, what's he like versus righties and lefties? He's better versus righties, not actually that great versus lefties. He's already starting against lefties here. Oof. I'll leave it for now. We'll see how it goes. We're perhaps at All-Star break here, so I'm assuming we're going to have a fair few more All-Stars than last season, especially in the pitching department here. Wouldn't be surprised if we have multiple relievers make the All-Star game here. Wade Miley's going to retire the end of the season. Absolutely fine with that. You know, he hasn't been fantastic for us by any means. Colas in his first game back up in the majors here. He's gone 5 for 5. He's singled in the first, doubled in the third, singled in the sixth, singled in the seventh and the ninth. Wow, okay. So he'd really heated up in the minors here, and he's came up and dragged this up almost straight away. Really, really happy with that, actually. Hopefully he can continue. That's an 8-6 win here. Obviously, yeah, Colas 5 hits. No one else really with a fantastic game. Gorski with a homer, same with Langoliers actually as well. Pitching wise, Muller gave up 3 runs, 7 hits. 2 runs for Krismat. He got the win. Did he? Yeah. Save for Jackson. Quinn Priester here. 7-2 win. Dalton Jeffries. Yep, Dalton Jeffries. Gone 6 innings. Given up only 2 runs. Really, really good year for him. Really, really good season. 2.55 ERA plus. Hitting wise, Colas with another couple of hits. 106 OPS plus. I think sending him down to AAA just for a bit of time there, although, you know, it didn't work out well for Soderstrom, it's worked out for Colas. Really, really happy with that. Hernandez as well, still performing really, really well here. Improving, if I'm honest there. Geloff, since coming up, has been really, really good. Workman's obviously starting to improve here. 86 OPS plus isn't awful. I mean, it's below average, but it isn't awful with the defense he's playing. Matt Chapman's just dropping a little bit there. Colas with a home run. Hanai's got a home run as well. Right, let's go to the All-Star game here. Tyler Herb against Hyunjin Ryu. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. So, in terms of our goals, how have we been getting on with that? We got a scout assessment of Capel, but obviously the attendance would have increased, you know, how well we've been doing is, fantastic. We're going to bring loads more people into the ballpark. Obviously, bringing in a lot of fan favourites as well. Increased profit, fantastic. Again, bringing in more people will help out with that. Zach Lowe is Lowe seen as a number 12 prospect in baseball. Wow. Okay. He really hasn't. Obviously, we picked him up in the trade with. That's not the trade. It's really frustrating that it doesn't come up like that there. Have no idea how we picked him up or when we picked him up, but I believe at the start of this year. No, it was mid-season last year. His bat is really not coming along here, but he's looking really, really good as a pitcher here. I might actually just change him around here, actually. I'm going to tick him off from a two-way player and just get him to concentrate on his pitching, because that's where all the potential is now. He's got three, really, really top pitches here, but this fastball and curveball can become world class here. Really, his stuff can improve. His movement and control's got to come up a bit, but he's looking like a really, really good pitcher here. Number 12 prospect in baseball. OSA's even higher on him. He's looking really, really good. Actually, I'm really happy with this. Because like I said, obviously, we're not going to trade for pitchers here. Really, really good pitchers, because we will get pitchers just come out of nowhere. I know he hasn't necessarily came out of nowhere, but he wasn't the number 12 prospect in baseball. He wasn't even listed in the top 100, I don't think, and he's really, really skyrocketed here. As much as he hasn't played well, he's really, really developed. So hopefully that will turn around for him. Top 100 prospects, yeah, we don't have anyone in the top 100. Giants have Rivas and Lozada. Really not a fan when they put these, young international prospects here. Realistically, they shouldn't be, but Tink Hence looking really, really good. He's been up to the majors now. Yilba Diaz looks really, really good here as well. A couple of young guys. Blake Tidwell as well. Yeah, looks phenomenal pitcher. And in terms of, for us, if we had anyone in the top 100, where are we? Oakland days. We did actually, we had 5 players in the top 100. Max Muncy just missed out on it as well. Been really, really good in Double A actually. At the All-Star break, we may well move him up. Davison Los Santos as well, missed out, really good in Double A as well with him. So there's a couple of players there who will be sort of progressing up into Triple A, who are going to look like an option for us in the future, in the near future at least actually. Grant Holman as well, still in the top 100. The stuff just isn't there with him. He's actually fully developed, but you might want to look at sort of bringing him up actually. If he's top 100 prospect, stuff isn't there, but we'll see what he can do in the majors when there becomes a spot available for him. Perhaps if it isn't this year, we can bring him up. Well, you at least bring him up in sort of September, but if not, it'll be at the start of next season. Palafox as well. I mean, this potential is phenomenal, but he is only young. OSA is a little bit higher on in than us. We only have low scouting accuracy, so I will get a scout report on him. Gelos 56, Carson Montgomery's 40th, and obviously Isaiah Lowe as well there. So I'm really happy with that. But we will. So let's go through to the All-Star break. We're still 2 games ahead. Well, lost again against the Angels. The Angels really, really improved here. Katayama's not. I mean, he's been really, really good. Don't get me wrong, but not quite as good as he was looking at the start of the year. Mike Trout, obviously. Rendon seems to have made a recovery. 120 OPS plus. Really, starting to improve a bit there. They got to be really happy with that. Obviously, don't get me wrong, wildcard wise, but we'll be way ahead. But we want to win the division really. Griffin Canning here against Ken Waldichuk, 7-1 win. double for Geloff and 2 doubles for Matt Chapman, actually. 3 hits. Fantastic. Ken Waldichuk gave up 1 run, 4.2 innings. Great stuff. Andrew Wantz, 4-2 win. Who was that? I didn't check. Carl Muller. Carl Muller's been really, really good for us this year, actually. He's a really underrated pitcher. I haven't talked about him enough, if I'm honest. Tresh as well. 107 OPS plus. I probably should look to get him a bit more game time, really, if I'm honest, because he has actually been really good. I say that, though, you know, that's not enough. He is much better against lefties, though, here. But that is a really, really, really good lefty bat. Could he play first? I mean, potentially. He could play some first base if I manage to train him up there. But Colas fallen off a little bit again. Hopefully he can pick up back up. Tolia, though, has been horrendous. Maybe I should look about sending him down. But I'll probably leave it to the All-Star break, because I don't know who I'd bring up. Obviously, Soderstrom again, been really good in AAA, but I don't want to just keep players sending up, up and down, up and down, up and down. So we will leave that for the time being. Dalton Jeffries. Oh, DFA. Who was that? Sean Doolittle. He refuses to be demoted. You know what? I'm just going to release him as much as... it's not... I don't want to be wasting money. But... and also the fan interest as well. We're playing so well, I don't think it matters so much. Zalo. Oh my god, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Izalo is looking like a future ace for us here. This movement has to come up to 45 and hopefully will improve. But if the control comes up a bit, that stuff would be outrageous. He's pitching 96 to 98. Great stamina. Those pitches are phenomenal already. And if they make up 75, both of these, he will be outrageous. Future ace for us there, Izalo, which is fantastic. Palafox as well. I think he's still in the international complex. Yeah, he hasn't really started developing yet. Yeah, wow. Gage Workman as well, up to 92 OPS plus, really starting to improve as the season goes along. Hopefully he can become at least above league average by the end of the year. But number 1 zone rating, defense and pitching is still looking very, very solid. At least the batting is starting to improve. The batting average is low, but Geloff, Colas, Hanayas, Ruiz, Matt Chapman, really happy with those. Workman's really starting to improve here. If we have a look at his batting splits. So in April, he was horrendous. Wow. Okay, so June, he had a 152 OPS plus. And in July, he's had a 145 OPS plus. So he's completely turned a corner after the first 2 months of the season. Gage Workman. So really, really good to see that, actually. Obviously, I knew, the ratings really did show him to be a very, very good player and a very good batter. But I'm glad he's starting to improve because that would turn him into a phenomenal, shortstop. If he bats like that with this defense, he would be one of the best shortstops in the league. 150 OPS plus would be, phenomenal, close to that. Obviously, you wouldn't be like that the whole of the season. But this is, phenomenal stuff from him. Hopefully, he can continue to do so with that. Cody Bellinger is not hot. He's been awful. 135 he has been over his last 13 games. Awful. I don't want to drop him down. He plays good defense, though. He's good depth. As much as this is awful, surely you can turn it around at some point. Wade Miley hasn't been great. Waldichuk as well has really hit a cold streak. Let's go to the All-Star game announcement still. Also as well, 10-9 loss to the Angels is not ideal. 5-1 loss there against the Giants. Right, Ross Stripling, Ken Waldichuk, who's been cold. 9-1 loss. Okay, wow. No, it's JP Sears, sorry. Who gave up 5 runs, 9 hits over 4 innings. Barreau as well has actually been. Yeah. Right, so let's get. Has the All-Star teams? Yeah, okay, so it's a little bit later. So we'll get this Texas series done. Wait, so the All-Star draft, so the rookie draft is here. Okay. It's weird. Well, Langoliers, Geloff, Colas. I mean, I'm really, really happy with how we have done here. We're 54 and 34. Absolutely fantastic. If we look at the league statistics, actually, we'll have a look at how everyone's been getting on. Brooks Lee is batting 346 here for a nearly 7 WAR. He looks like a phenomenal player here. He looks fantastic. Jace Young, really, really good from him as well. Aaron Judge has hit 32 homers already, on track for 58. Trout's on there. Jordan Walker, great to see him on there. 149 OPS plus from him. Jace Young has got the second highest OPS in the league there. Rafael Devers is up there. Jake Fraley having a really, really good season for the Reds. Who else has been playing? In terms of WAR, obviously this is bringing your defense into it. Francisco Lindor's leading the league in WAR, picked up so far. Andres Jimenez is second. You got Mike Trout, Judge, Brooks Lee, Michael Harris is on there. Ezekiel Tovar is on there as well, another shortstop. And then Austin Meadows as well. So 2 Braves players on there, actually. Let's have a look at the pitchers, actually. Carl Miller's 6th in the league in ERA. He's, already put up 2.2 WAR. Really, really good year from him. Morahan is second in wins. He's picked up 11 wins. 2.2 WAR again already. Fantastic. Most saves in the league. Zach Jackson has currently the most, leading the league for saves. 53 fit minus, 1.9 WAR already. Really, really good year from him there. Morahan and Zach Jackson are leading the league for shutdowns as well. Really, really happy with how this has gone. I'm probably going to leave it there because next episode we'll jump straight into the rookie draft that I thought we'd be able to get to the All-Star game and find out the All-Stars beforehand. But what I will do is next episode we'll jump straight into the first year player draft. If we have a look at who's available, we got the 16th pick. Obviously, because we're better than we expected last year. There's some really, really good batters here available. Jacob Gonzalez here is the pick of the bunch, really. He's already a phenomenal MLB bat. Is this realistic? Probably not. But he's looking absolutely unbelievable. And if we had the number 1 pick, we'll be taking him. I don't care who else is available, here. I don't even have to look at any of them, really. Jacob Gonzalez here is potentially one of the best draft prospects I've seen. College bat coming out of the draft in OOTP. Looking really, really good there. No one comes close at all. Yeah, no one comes close at all, really, in terms of college bats or anything. Pitchers that are available, I probably won't go after a top sort of high pitcher. He doesn't look bad, though. Just mainly because, obviously, you never know what you're going to get with your development with them. And pitching is not an issue for us. You know, we haven't had an issue with that anyway. Sort of trading for good bullpen pieces. We've had good development in terms of our sort of starters anyway. So bat is probably what I will go. We'll see who's available, obviously, when it comes to it. But what I will say is, you know, thank you very much for watching. And we've been so much better than we would have expected. Leading the division. You know, realistically, can we challenge for a World Series way earlier than expected? I would like to hope so. But thank you very much for watching anyway, and I will see you in the next one. We'll get the draft done. We'll find out what all stars we have. We'll go through. We get the trade deadline done, and potentially we'll end the season. Sort of depending on how things are going. So we'll sort of see how it goes with regards to that, and I will see you in the next one.